function of the armoring, or what we call armor. He tends to look much more at it in terms in character analysis, certainly, which, while published later, is really something that he's writing and developing and thinking about very early. It becomes a formal book later. But the point being that he's already beginning to see that he doesn't call it muscular armor, but that there's some sort of physical manifestation and physical presentation in the patients that he's trying to deal with in terms of breaking through what he calls the character armor. At some point, and again, we'll have to see the exact, possibly through the notes and various papers, when he begins to realize that it's no longer a question of character armor, but that character armor is just one manifestation of the overall armoring and nature and function of the organism as a whole. And that certainly coincides with his beginning to understand the nature and function of muscular armoring, or muscular contractions and the nature and function of the organism's attempt to ward off physical sensation, which then dovetails, and this is always where Reich is important, that dovetails into the fact that there's some sort of energetic function going on, that something is being regulated, there's something that if the body is tensing against something, if the vegetative system is resisting something, or developing a chronic resistance or a chronic block, or however you want to call it, it's because something is threatening it. And that's what leads him increasingly to begin to investigate this. When and exactly where, I would say it's probably all of the above. It's the specific dates that we can outline, but it's also at times, I suspect as we go through the archives, we're going to find that he'll make mention of these things often earlier than he ever really formally writes about them or investigates them.
Well, excuse me, we're going to take a 10-minute. Dr. Lewis will speak again after lunch. Out of deference to our next speaker, we're going to take a 10-minute break, begin again at 11:15. Thanks very much.
Make a quick business comment. Anyone who owes me money or payment,